So I'm laying in bed. Um, this is about an hour and a half before I have to go to work and shake off my fatigue. And I'm just thinking about how companies really hate their workers, view them with contempt, and it's like they know that morale is low just in general. Um, but they can't help but be degenerates. Um, Companies will expect people to work really, really hard, be enthusiastically happy, and be grateful, forever grateful, but show little appreciation. Have managers and supervisors that don't have an idea what they're doing. That's normal. That is normal. People think bad management is an anomaly. Having worked for at least 20 or 25 different companies, I can say that bad management is definitely the norm, just across the board. Bad management is the norm. It's actually surprising how some of these companies just manage to just keep skirting by. I think a lot of companies are making up numbers, running large deficits, and that's why you see just out of nowhere, it's just a wave of cost cutting and layoffs. The layoffs means that they're starting to not make as much money. That's all that means. And you're the casualty. You mean nothing. You having your hours cut, you having um, less work. That's just met them just saying, "Oh, the guys at the top, they might not be able to afford the 10th house. The 16th car that they have might actually need some work done, to upgrade it and so it could look better." Right. So I just think that companies are tone deaf and they know morale is low. And for instance, um, company I work for decided to have a pizza party, and we are adults here. We're adults getting a pizza party type thing. And this is the way they show appreciation for us working a fucking pizza party. And it's never anything like healthy. It's never like, hey, we're gonna have some good stuff. It's not even the good pizza. It's the shitty Little Caesar type pizza, the gutter pizza that nobody really wants. And morale is so low that I don't think there was one person that responded, including myself. I'm like, man, I'd rather stay at home. I'd rather have you give me a $5 gift card than, give everybody a $5 gift card than waste my time to go, either on my day off or when I'm, not working, to come down to the warehouse to, you know, partake in a pizza party. And it's insane. Like, this is not even the first company that's done that. I've had multiple companies that think running a pizza party, having shitty t-shirts, um making people play these dumb psychological games is supposed to motivate people to work harder for their corporate overlords. Absolutely not. People need to do what they're paid to do. And if they want you to work extra hard, pay more money. Have better job security. But for me, I'm not here. I don't expect that to ever. Hell will freeze over. They will wait till unemployment is literally 40 or 50% before they might even consider that. And they'll rather have everybody on this planet unemployed than actually try to pay people a wage in which they can afford to eat, have a roof that's not dilapidated over their heads, and um, have a car or a vehicle or something to get around in. Hell will freeze over. Oh, and free time. God forbid someone has free time to think about how crappy their situation is. Most people's time is filled in with working multiple jobs. They can't even think, they're too exhausted. And that's what this society counts on, people being too exhausted, fighting nitpicky battles, trying to pay rent, trying to pay this bill, having different emergencies come up. You might have something wrong with your health, goes awry, and you have to, cough up money for that. Your vehicle might get fucked up. You got to repair it. It's People are too caught up with all that bullshit that they have to deal with that they can't even think of a situation in which maybe it doesn't have to be like this. It just doesn't. And for me, what makes me the most disgruntled is about, like, there's very few rebels left. I don't consider myself a rebel. I consider somebody like a Chris Dorner a rebel. I consider a Makana X a rebel. I consider people, even though I might not agree with many of their things, some of their values, but a true rebel that doesn't wear a hat that says obey instead of disobey, resist, fight, you know. Hell's Angels are bigger rebels, the original ones, than the average citizen. The average citizen is just medicated, legally, illegally, alcohol dependent, isolated, and just depressed, anxious. And many of them are so dumb that they can't even complete any tasks that require any type of critical thinking. Anything that is a little bit of a challenge, some people just disintegrate into madness. Like, just disintegrate into madness. Even just asking for something, some people are just one word away from just being obliterated and being brought to tears, having a complete meltdown. Sometimes I do feel like I'm that way occasionally, but I think many people are just so completely consumed by this society. And I really do believe, no matter what anyone says, the madness that we are seeing in society, the depravity, the human species at the end of the day is as an animal with clothes on. The only difference is we have a more sophisticated way of communicating than the other animals, and we have hands and feet. That's the only difference. Besides that, we really are not that far off from the animals. We are as territorial, primitive, and sometimes I feel like with religion, we're even dumber, So this video is just to talk about, like, question everything. People refuse to really be rebellious. You gotta really, at some point, somebody has to say enough is enough. I can't keep doing this. I just can't. There's no sustainable future in this. And people are going to learn the hard way when it collapses, that you can't keep pushing people to the limit of exhaustion. Companies are notorious for pushing people to the brink of exhaustion and possibly even death. And you as a person have to say, my health is more important. My sanity is more important. My physical well-being is more important than you deciding to burn me out for your financial gain. How radical could that be? It's not even that radical, but in a society in which everybody is so consumed by and pacified by vaping, prescription, legal, illegal drugs, food, porn, people are unable to come to these type of conclusions. And to me, it's so baffling. And that's just what I want to say. I mean, people got to really become more rebellious, and, not just talking about it and not just asking for more wages. You got to be about it.